We are live. We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight? Super Dave, what's going on, my brother? Well, guys, it's been I think 2 weeks since we've had a live. The first week was just I was just scrapped for time, and then we had the hurricane last week that had me without power for a while, and we're back. We're back. Yesterday was my first day back on the water, or shall I say, back on my local lake. Uh, First question I have is, can everybody hear me? I want to make sure. I had an issue with my microphone the last I was live, and I just want to make sure that the audio is good. Are we good on the audio? I can. Super Dave say he can hear me. That's what I needed to know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Super Dave. Jeff, what's going on, my man? Jonathan, what's happening? Anthony Woods, what's going on, my man? Joey, what's going on, brother? Who else we got in here? Seen a few other guys a while ago. Mark Hurd, what's going on, my man? Yeah, but the lake is looking really good considering all the rain that we've had. And but I will tell you, man, the wind that came with that daggone storm, man, it got trees down absolutely everywhere. And I gotta say, I feel for those people. We got to pray for those people that don't have power because it has been really, really hot down here. And there's still people without power. But I will tell you this, my trip to the lake, it showed me just how severe that storm was. I know there's a lot of people complaining about our power supply company, Centerpoint. But I will tell you this, people, they got their work cut out for them. There are trees and lines down absolutely everywhere. Uh, I went way up the East Fork. I know a lot of folks that fish Lake Houston may know of the first set of power lines coming away from what's Waterside Marina now. A lot of you guys may know it as BJ's Marina, but where Waterside Marina is, if you come out the river, right out to the river right there, and go up the river away from the lake, man, it is. Whew, you go up there, you go past where the beach is, where everybody hangs out. The farther up you go, the worse it get. And there's another set of power lines that's farther on up there. And I will tell you this: there are trees still down on that everywhere. So it's going to be people that's without power for a while. They're having to go off through the woods and cut these trees down. It may be something that we'll have to make sure that they take care of from now on, is having a clear cut around any of the power lines, even though they go through the woods. They're gonna have to they're gonna have to maintain those trees because they're still. I still see people probably a week, maybe 2 weeks out more without power. But it's been bad down here. I went about 3.5 4 days without power for me. I know Joey recently got power, I think yesterday. And I talked to a couple of guys at the ramp yesterday morning, and they had just got power back that night. So I mean, it's been tough down here. But my day on the water was really good. I will say that there is a lot of trees down in the lake. The farther up the East Fork you go, the worse it gets. So don't go. If you go up that way, don't go ripping and running because you're gonna be surprised at how many trees are. I mean, just down everywhere. But I will say the fish bit good. The fish bit good. Craig, what's going on, my man? There's Desmond. What's going on, man? You been out? Desmond's been fishing Lake Houston quite a bit here lately. There's Torque. What's up, my man? There's JR. JR caught him a great big old ginormous flathead the other day. Carlton said he could hear me. There's Fred. J Dub. So one of the things that I mean, it's a year-round thing for me. Is you know, I'm hearing a lot more people talk about it now. Is just staying on the move out there. It's so big right now, and summer can be one of the times that the fish can be so finicky that it is unreal. Uh, and I see so many people and talk to so many people that are on fish, but they're inactive. If you're on inactive fish, there's more than likely nothing you're gonna do that's gonna get those fish to bite. Sometimes I spend that 3-4 minutes to change baits, change actions, even sometimes what I call poking the fish in the eye, and it's basically just getting that jig to that fish to where you can say that you hit it, to where he can't deny reacting to the bait. But you can do that within 2 or 3 minutes and know whether that fish is going to eat or not. Craig say, I'm here, SK. Waited 2 weeks for this. It's been tough down here, man. It's been tough. Yep, Anthony say more rain starting tomorrow. It's supposed to be actually some areas today got rain, but they got rain in the forecast for the next 4 or 5 days. And I'm just hoping that it's not too terribly bad to where it messed the lake up again. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you for joining us. There's Carlton. Yeah, man, it's been bad down here. Really, really bad. Black smoke, what's going on? There's Squiddo. Squiddo, have you been out? Or you still stuck at work? Joey says my house is 500 yards from that beach as the crow flies. It was pretty crazy on this end. Yeah, man, it's pretty bad back off in there. And I don't think that ramp is going to be. Yeah, there's several big old trees blocking any way of getting to that ramp back there. That little private ramp that's back there. Steve is down for a little bit. He'll be back next week, but he's a little tied up tonight. He's a little tied up. There's Jeff. Jeff, I ain't seen you out, man. Where have you been? I know you got that new boat, and I only seen you one time in it out there. There's Payne. Payne, have you been fishing? Black Smoke says hashtag pole dancer. Walking on water. What's going on, my man? Where have you been? All is good, brother. Um, we're making it. There are several people down here that still struggling, but for the most part, recovery is coming real soon. Yeah, no slack, man. I tell you what, man. There's nothing like busting your tail during the day in the heat, and you come home and take a shower, and you got to sit in the heat. It's no fun. It is no fun. Yeah, we do have a generator, but it's not big enough to run my central air, and I don't have one. If I had some window units, man, it'd be still tough. I got open floor plan on this house, so it'd still be tough for a window unit to help me out any. But man, it's just what you have to deal with. The scary thing is this was only a Cat 1 storm. This was only a Cat 1 hurricane. Imagine if this thing and it caught us by surprise. And there ain't no predict. You can't depend on the predictions no more. There ain't no. You cannot depend on it. This thing is supposed to hit way down by Mexico somewhere. The head is dead middle of Texas, and this thing comes ashore, and I mean it stays together like it was. It's just still over water. Wind 70, 80 miles an hour. I mean these trees here were just they were laying over. My next door neighbor was so lucky. She had a great big old tree, fell down, and I mean it missed a house by this much. That much. But that was the biggest damage that I could see was just trees down. I mean, absolutely everywhere. If there were power lines anywhere close, they got ripped down too. Yeah, that the heat was tough without power, without a doubt. Hey, thanks for the prayers, my man. Hutch, what's going on? Craig says, haven't fished for 2 weeks, but I'm going to hit this weekend. There you go. Well, good luck when you get out there. JR said that flathead was 37 inches and 26.5 pounds. He says veteran friend caught it under the 1960 bridge, East Forkside. 1/32 ounce jig on an 11-foot Sam Heaton. I'm surprised that rod held up. Y'all had to work that, that drag pretty good because that's a very light rod. That Sam Heaton. They scare. I mean, I've used them a couple of times, and man, I'm scared to do my hook set with that rod, thinking I'm gonna break it. Mr. Thump Daddy, what's going on, my man? There's Slick. What's going on, brother? Said, what's up, family? Dropped in to hit the thumbs up button. My eyes won't stay open. I'll do a recap in the morning. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Well, brother, get you some good rest. I know you've been hard at it. I think you got a break coming, unless y'all gonna work in the rain. I don't see that in the line of work that you're in. So you got a break coming with all this rain we got coming. I'm hoping I don't have to reschedule more trips because it's been hectic down here, y'all. It's been hectic. I'm glad that I'm prepared for times like this because depending solely on doing guided trips, man, and bills, they don't care about the weather. Those bills still gonna come. Super Dave, there's Slap B. What's going on, my man? John says, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it if y'all do. Thank you, John. Squirtle says, no, I haven't been on the water in a while. You got to fix that, brother. You got to fix that. Crazy times we're living in makes me want to fish even more. Get away from it all. That's right. Carlton, I've been great. How about yourself, brother? Jeff says, I was out there today. Well, where's the report? How did you do? What did you do? What worked? What didn't work? Let me know something. Slap B talking to Super Dave. Carlton. Slap says, yeah, y'all got some nasty weather down that way. Y'all still ain't got power. Yeah, I got power. There's still a lot of people that don't. Um, but it's work in progress. The bad thing is, you know, not everybody's good in this world. So even the worst time to leave your house is when you don't have power because your alarm don't work. So, and the crooks know that. So if they see that nobody's home, your house is pretty much open. So especially at nighttime, you just have to suffer with it and be there, man. Thanks, Crappie Crane, man. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Joey says when cold showers feels good, it's hot. That's right. That's right. Payne said fishing nights a lot cooler and no lake traffic. Well, I hope you're catching crappie because I just hadn't figured out those fish on Houston at nighttime. And it would be definitely cooler. I'll tell you another big old problem that we're having down there, especially here at my house right near after the storm, the mosquitoes weren't that bad. But right now, man, they're on double duty. Um, if I'm planning on going outside, I gotta go out and spray before we go out there. We gotta go spray because I'm gonna tell you, they're waiting right there, waiting. The mosquitoes has gotten, I mean, really bad. Yeah, they've gotten really bad. But fishing. I've been screaming. If any of you guys has been with me for a long, long time with this crappie fishing, man, I've been saying move, move, and move for I can't tell you how many years. And right now, it is so important if you want to consistently catch crappie throughout the summer. I know most of us have live scope now, but this is something that I figured out way before there was anything thought of about live scope. Was if I wanted to get bit, And I'm gonna tell you, I had my 2D, that old Humminbird 798 that I had on my front deck, and I ran a 1198 on my console. And the 2D on those things worked pretty good. And I could see, especially if they were in the structure, I couldn't see them. But if there was around the structure on top of it, I could see those fish on my 2D, and I could see my jig and line. Uh, and it's not live scope, but if you know how to use it, it worked really well. And if I dropped down there, my thought was always, if they allowed me to touch a few areas of that structure and make a little noise down there, and they didn't bite, they were inactive. And I found that, yes, moving, you may be leaving fish, but moving, making changes, it is work. You can't go out there and cross your leg and expect a crappie to come and just bite your rod or bite your jig and about yank your rod out of the boat. It's not going to happen. And to be consistent, you have to put the work in. It is not easy. It is not a relaxation going out there chasing crappie. And I have so many clients that get on my boat, and I know that that's what these people are looking for, is for these fish to hook themselves, and they just reel it in. But it's not that type of party with crappie. And even if you do have live scope, you still have to work. I talked to a guy just today. He was like, "Man, I know it's my problem, but it's hard seeing those fish and then leaving." But the thing is, if they're inactive, hey, move to the next pile, move to the next area, and find the fish that are a lot more willing to bite. Slab B says, "Yeah, it took a hard right in the Gulf." Yep, yep. I was seeing that, and I was looking at that high pressure that was above us for almost a month. It was shifting, and I kept telling everybody on Facebook. I said, "Hey man, y'all better keep your eye on this thing. This thing is not looking good." And I seen it, that it was gonna come right up, right straight north, and that's just what it did. Not that I'm some psychic or something, but all you gotta do is pay attention to those currents, and you can just about judge a lot of this weather. I was out there today, only saw two. Yeah, you know what? Yesterday I may have seen one or two boats. My time out there, Lake Houston. Lake was nice for Houston. Yep, yep. Even the water clarity is not bad considering all the rain that we had. Yes, pay best time. Pay best time. Craig, someone wake up LBG. We have an open seat. LBG so tied up with that job, that is unreal. The weather computer can never predict what Mother Nature will do. That's right. Paul, what's going on, my man? Jeff says this wasn't a Cat 1. It was worse than a Cat 3 a few years ago. Yeah, but as far as the wind speeds, I think it just held together a lot longer than what people was thinking. Usually it hit the coast and poof, the wind dies down several miles per hour, but that did not happen on this go around. It did not happen on this go around. Yeah, I've heard energy is been having some issues up there too. Carlton, what's going on, my man? Yet has God, yet has but God is good. Yes, sir, he is. I agree. Yes, but been good. Yes, he has. There has been some lives taken, but in a situation like this, it's almost going to happen. It's almost going to happen. Great neighbors will watch out for you. That's the thing, though. A lot of my neighbors were leaving, so I was the one out there, 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning with my headlight on, scanning the neighborhood, making sure that everything was good. Uh-oh, Jeff, me and you need to talk. Uh, We'll talk soon. We'll talk soon. I'm gonna be pretty tied up trying to get caught back up, but we need to talk. We need to talk. Black Smoke says my dog barks at anything. He is the guard. Yeah, but the dog I got barks at me more than he do anything anything else. It's my grandkid's dog, and I can't get rid of it. So it is what it is. Jeff Hawkins, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. Slap B says they bad here too. Was fooling with my boat yesterday. They ate me up. Them skeeters love that high humidity. You got that right. Hey Jeff, they are stuck to that brush. At least they were yesterday. Not. I'll tell you this, man. If y- your unit has to be dialed in, I know we're still dealing with that thermocline a little bit. Uh, some areas are a lot worse than others, but you have to pay attention to what those limbs look like. And you have to look for that hump. That hump, that hump is so important. Man, I've been seeing these fish laying smack dab on top of stumps, smack dab on top of limbs, hanging right up under limbs. I mean, they are laying on it. And if you don't pay attention to that structure, you won't see that fish. And also the brightness. That the you got if you got your unit dialed in right, that brightness on that fish will be brighter than most of the structure. One thing that you do have to watch for is a lot of the branches that are cut off sharp. They will show a lot brighter than the rest of the structure, and it takes you 10 seconds to drop a jig down there and get it close to see if it's a fish or not. A lot of times I'll see that fish will lay there right there on that end, but sometimes it'll just be that bright reflection off that flat surface on that cut off log or stump. Paul says, "How you liking that nitro, man? You know what? It's got me thinking about getting rid of my old dogger. I really don't want to get rid of the dogger. You know, it's a solid boat, and yeah, you know, the dogger's okay. Uh, bass boat is I got that thing to see if I was gonna like a bass boat, but it's not my final option for what I'm gonna get. It's a little slow getting on top with three big guys in there, and that's a problem for a guide, you know. You're asking for problems when you got a boat that struggles with the weight that you got in it. The dogger only got a 115 on it. That thing there packed, you know, five guys in it. Jump on top like nothing. But this nitro, if I get myself and two big guys in there, man, it struggles. And it's got a 150 on it. But I think I'm on. I see now that the bass boat is the way to go. I fish a lot faster. It's not as heavy as that doggle, and I get to move around, get to the fish faster, can stop the boat faster. It is a little bit more sensitive with the wind, but I can deal with that when I can get to the fish faster. Slab B I run 2D, DI, and SI on my graph. It stays that way 95% of the time. That's what's up, man. Johnny says, yeah, plus we think our power may go out here. Uh-oh. You know, mine's flickered today. You know, we had some weather blow in today. We didn't get into that rain, but we got the wind. And I was like, man, there ain't no way these lights should flicker from that little bit of wind. But they flickered a little bit this evening here. But it is what it is, you know. Miss Stephanie, what's going on? You're not late. There's Miss Bertha. Thank you for joining. Yep, there you go. That Super Day said, nah, never late. Never late. Just get here when you can. That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for. Wayne, what's going on, my man? I bet you're not saying you need no more rain down there. You've been complaining about needing some rain for a couple months already. How did you fare during that storm? Is what I want to know. You were right there on the coast. Carlton said, "Yeah, it seems like when it hit land, it went crazy." Yep, you're totally right. It didn't lose any strength. And the bad thing about it is, I'm on the northwest side of town, and I think it the eye passed over my house because after the wind was so crazy for a while, it died off. Now I told my wife, "So yeah, this is the center of that storm," and about 10, 15 minutes later, the wind was 1,000 miles an hour coming from the west. It was east southeast at first, and then after the eye passed, it went west northwest, and that's when a lot of the trees came down too. I guess they just couldn't take that back and forth. Plus, with all of the rain. And Stephanie says, "What's up? Hope the flooding, power, and everything is doing. Everyone's doing well. There's still a lot of people that's without, uh, but it's the heat without power is really tough. But we got our power back on here at the house finally, and but there's still a lot of people that's still without. Yep, yeah, man. August gonna be here in a minute. August gonna be here in a minute. Yes, sir. This time is not waiting on nobody, man. It's blowing by. Seems like the older I get, the faster it goes by. Joy says, keep tabs on inactive fish and remember them when you change when a change occurs. Changes in wind or clouds can turn them on. Sometimes just waiting, sometimes and going back to them makes a difference. Yep, I agree. But my thing is, don't just sit there, and waste away an hour trying to get fish to bite that's not going to bite. That's how that good sack happens. I was I had a client. It's been 2, 3 weeks ago, and they were a little bit slow on setting the hook and reacting and all of that. We want some good fish. And he'd hand me the rod. Hey, drop down there, show him how to do it again. Drop down, bam, big old slab in the boat. Okay, I think I got it. Drop down there, miss. Drop down there, miss. Drop down there, miss. I said, look, we got to move because I got to find some more active, aggressive fish that you can catch. All right, catch one more and then we can move. Drop down there, bam, big old slab in the boat. So a lot of times it's the action you give the bait, and paying attention to that added pressure is another thing too, because these fish can be super sensitive and finicky during the summertime, especially the summertime. And you really, really have to pay attention to their reactions and that added pressure. Sometimes you don't get that thump; it'll just be that little added pressure that you'll feel on your jig. Slap B says, "Be glad when summer is gone, gone, gone." Waiting on a cool, frosty late October morning, and we need 2 Octobers in a row. Yes, sir, man. This heat has been super tough. It's been super tough. Miss Stephanie says, "I'm in Nashville, Illinois. The reservoir dam broke and flooded about what 200 homes, several businesses, and had I-64 shut down." I didn't even hear about that. I hope if anyone was affected is doing okay. Wow, I'm gonna have to look that up. The reservoir dam broke. So what's the name of the reservoir? I'm gonna have to look that up. We got a dam down here that they've been talking about, and it's on a really big lake for down here. It's on Lake Livingston, and they can't seem to get the water down. For the longest, up near Dallas was getting drenched with rain. So all of those lakes up there release, and it comes through Dallas through the Trinity River. So it all has to run through Lake Livingston, man. And from what I've heard, man, it's that there can be a break in that dam, man. It won't be pretty for sure. Black Smoke says, "Dump rain around here." Stephanie, I'm in Missouri. Okay. Yeah, no doubt. I haven't heard that. Hate that for all those people. Yep, without a doubt. Says, yep. Super Dave says that's bad. Weather has been rough. It has. Oh, come on now, Wayne. You say you only got to sprinkle out all that stuff that came through there? Wow. Uh-oh. Miss Stephanie says she caught a couple casting for 'em. One was very thin, but had some meat on the back. That'll work. So you just casting and reeling, or are you casting with the cork, or how are you doing that? Daniel, what's going on, man? Sorry for being a little, I guess that's late, guys and gals. Hope all you're all doing well. We are doing as best as possible. Uh, hopefully you are also. And there's no such thing as being late, so just get here when you can. Mr. JR says SK those storms today had lots of lightning in them, and one struck a home here in Deer Park. Prayers for that family, without a doubt. Yeah, we didn't get a drop of rain out of it, but we got the wind. This weather's been great. I'll tell you what, man. That's one of my biggest fears is being out on a lake and not really paying attention to the surrounding w- uh or building weather and get caught in a wind rain storm. And I mean, it's at the snap of a finger right now. This weather's changing like crazy. So you have to be vigilant. I'll tell you what, one day I was out and I had two clients. I was like, man, this stuff not looking good. I mean, this stuff came in on us I mean, it came in fast. And as soon as we got that boat on that trailer, man, that wind was, 40, 50 mile an hour. And that's not pretty on that, especially the ramp that I had to use that day. But be vigilant right now. I'm gonna tell you, these pop-up storms, they are tough. They can pack a lot of wind and get you in trouble out there on that lake. Slap B said we got a chance of rain for the next 7 days. I welcome it. It's been so hot and humid. The bad thing about it though, it's just like when this hurricane hit down here, the second it's gone, man, that heat get turned up, skies clear out, and that all the humidity, all the rain evaporating off out of the ground. It's just terribly hot after these storms pass through. Terribly hot. Craig says, did the hurricane mess up the pole dancer? Hope it survived. The pole dancer say he fished at night around these parts now. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I laugh about that comment, but I will tell you that hurricane did a number on this area down here. It did a number down here. Oh, you're good, Daniel. Oh, okay, so you dodged the bullet. Okay, that's good. That is good. There's a lot of people that got a lot of damage. Oh, it happened yesterday. It's on YouTube. It looked crazy. I'm gonna have to look it up. Yeah, they're being very finicky. You're totally right about that. Miss No Salt BP, thank you for joining us. Super Dave shouting out Miss No Salt. I picked up several good recipes from No Salt, and she do a lot of cooking and recipes on YouTube. I hate that she don't post any new ones now, but it's just the way. It's just like somebody probably said that about me. I mean, time is it's been tough here lately. Slappy says, I'm shocked that wasn't on the news. I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, me neither. I mean, not nothing. But I hadn't been watching. Just look on my phone. If it pops up on my phone, I'll see it. But I don't watch TV. I rarely watch TV. Illinois City Reservoir. Okay, I'll check that out. Slap says he's gonna try to find it. Miss Stephanie said they got a lot of rain this week. Well, it's gonna hit us starting tomorrow. Actually, it hit some areas starting today. Black Smoke says 13 inches of rain here so far this month. Okay, casting and reeling. Miss Stephanie says she's been casting and reeling with the black sparkle grub. Nice. Yeah, Slap B, it's that time of year. Daniel says he's catching his crappie to, I'm gonna think 8 to 10 feet of water, maybe, or 8 feet of water. I think he's trying to say. Slap B say we've been getting tropical summer showers, hard rain for 30 minutes, past sun come out 400 degrees. That's right. I'm telling you. But the crazy thing with down here is the wind has been so bad when these storms do come through. Stephanie says there are several videos if you search the flooding at Nashville, Illinois City Reservoir. Joey says it's either 95 with 95% humidity or and 115 degrees heat index, or we're in a drought. And it's actually 115 degrees. It is what it is, I guess. Yeah, we just having to, and the older we get, the harder it is to deal with it too. Crappie Crane says, any tips for dealing with pressure, finicky fish during the summer months? Bite has been tough on a few of my central Georgia lakes. They're black crappie. Crappie, crane is, it's like I was saying a while ago. You know, I will say this. This it's just this time of year. They are going to be finicky, and uh, there will be some fish that are sitting there like they're asleep. Uh, they are trying to recover from the spawn, even though it's a month out. Um, it sounds so simple that people can very easily overlook what I'm saying. Right during the summertime, throughout the summer, moving is such a big deal to help you get a good bag of fish that uh, it's not, you know, you have to do it. Uh, it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's what helped put fish in my boat. Um, those that there are so many people that get on my boat and they're like, "Well, we thought you had a spot out here where you just had be on top of 100 fish." No, it's all about moving. It's all about moving. And another big thing that I see too during the summer months is you can find a brush pile with the 5, maybe 10, 15, 20 fish on it. You catch one or two of those fish, those other ones they'll sink down to the bottom, leave, or they'll still be there and just shut down. So you have to be prepared for that. There's going to be a lot of fish that you could see on live scope that you'll have to pass over. You have to stay on the move to get those active fish. The active fish, not just fish. You want to find the active fish, and you got to keep moving to do that. One good thing about the summer months that I found is usually if you find the depth they're feeding in the morning, just about anywhere on the lake you go, they'll be in that depth feeding. And then you got that midday to where they may go a little bit deeper. Not always, but you just have to keep track. If it works, pay attention to the depth. If you catch a fish, look at your depth. Remember the action that you gave that bait, because more than likely that'll be the action that'll entice that next fish. Action and moving is very, very important. And also using the lightest jig you can get away with. That's something else. When they get finicky, you don't want to be using a big old 1/8 ounce jig dropping down there. You want to be using, at the most a 16th ounce, because they're just barely sucking that jig in. And they use up just like a vacuum. And the heavier the jig, the less of that jig they get in their mouth. So you have to really pay attention to that. Moving will help you, I promise you. If you keep that on your mind, me and the guy was talking. He was telling me, way back, I don't know, 5 6 years ago, I had a camera that I had it on a timer. It would beep at every 3 minutes, and that was my and that I used that to let me know when it was time to make a move, or it was time for a change. So if you're on a pile or in an area, set that time limit, man. If those fish don't act right, you have to be on the hunt for the active fish. It's that time of year. Robert, what's going on, my man? Oh, okay. So he says catching his crappie 8 to 15 feet. Catching lot of good fish. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, right now on our lake, on my local lake here, man, we're man, there's a ton of, I mean, a ton of small fish. But that's a good thing. I'm glad to see that. We had 3 consecutive years where right in the middle of March they were dumping. I know this don't sound like a lot for most lakes, but they were dumping, 2 to 3 foot out of this lake down here, and that's a tremendous amount of water for a shallow lake. And they just kill several crappie. But the past couple of years, I think these fish are making a very strong comeback. The bad thing that I'm seeing is all of these big old trees that's everywhere in the lake. Man, these fish are getting in those trees, and some of them you just cannot get to. And it's like Jeff earlier said that he didn't even see fish today. And you have to analyze that brush pile, and that's something else that crappie crane I forgot to mention is I'm not sure if you're seeing fish and just not getting them to bite, or but especially on the lakes down here, man, these fish are getting so dug into this structure that it is unreal. Um, and I'm quite sure you're running live scope. Be sure to have that sensitivity. Run it the lowest you can possibly. Because if you run it super hot, all it does is make even the softer objects make them look really hard. You can't distinguish the brighter return that you usually get from just a fish. If you make that fish, if you make the structure just as bright as the fish, live scope is worthless right now, especially on the lakes down here with the fish getting so tight to that structure. Slap B says fishing report bite is pretty good. White's biting better, and the blacks catching small blacks and a lot nice white fish stumps 8 to 14 feet. That's about where we are down here. I've still been catching some good black crappie down here. Not as good as I used to, but I see that they're making a really strong comeback along with the white crappie. So it's coming. Thanks for the report, Slab. Joey says I had 3 bags of crappie and 25 dove in a freezer. Two thought to save. Wow! I broke out the fryer. Okay, so you had a feast. I'll Gary say I hope you didn't waste them, or didn't let them allow them to waste. I'm the new favorite neighbor on the street. There you go. I know you are. Did you have some bacon to go with that dove breast? Black Smoke says they had some gully washers like 4 inches in it. Wow, in an hour. Wow. That's a lot of rain. That's a lot of rain. Jonathan sounds like he's over there playing a video game. Says PS3 controls just arrived. That's what's up. I used to be way back when I was a lot younger. Used to be deep into those video games. Slabby says, yes, that humidity getting to me. I hate it. Can't breathe. Gonna start going to Canada during, me and Steve was talking about that the other day. I said, man, I wish I had enough money to where we could do that. We were just talking about that, having a place down here for the winter and a place up there for the summer. Or Alaska. I'd rather Alaska than Canada. I'd rather Alaska than Canada. Agree, SK, move, move, move for sure. Without a doubt. I mean, it don't sound like much, but I'm telling you. Yep. Walking on water says downsize to a 1 1/4 inch shad color with a 1/32 jig head and drag the bottom real slow if you're on a flat. Huh. Okay. That's something that I haven't did. But that's pretty much cast. You casting and reeling, right? Just casting the jig out there and just reeling it. Super Dave, I really do appreciate you guys. I do have some openings coming up in August. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be hot, but we can get out there and knock them in the head early. And time on the water while it's hot is just not. It's different than being on land. You usually always have a little breeze blowing out there, and I do have a big old umbrella, so we can still get out there and get you a nice sack of fish. And this is my contact if you want to get on a booked on a guided trip. Go catch us some nice crappie, summertime crappie, or and right as of right now, the bluegill bite is just going crazy up there on Conroe. Get up there and get you a nice mess of them fresh bluegill. Jonathan, leave the heat, hit the spawn in Canada. That's super cool. And this is a Facebook page that I'm running, or we're running. I shouldn't say I'm running. We're running it, and I've been encouraging a lot of people. Jr. Uh, and Slick. There's a lot of people that's starting to post over there. And this is not just a page where you come and see stuff that I put on there or a few people put on there. This is a page where you can come and post your pictures and your reports also. And we're trying to build this thing up to where we can make it uh, 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 for it's called Houston area, but if you live in the United States, you live in the Houston area. How about that? I don't care where you're from. You can come post your fishing video, your fishing reports, and your pictures, and we can all talk about your trip. Houston area crappie fishing. Thank you, Super Dave. Jr. says, SK, thank you. I always have between 2 or 3 rods ready with different colored jigs to drop on each pile. If I don't get a reaction, I move on. That's the ticket right there. That's the ticket. And I didn't mention that a while ago. I did say making those changes, but that is the way you do it very quickly. Is to have 2 or 3 rods and have them rigged with different color baits. If you haven't determined, now I'm gonna tell you, if you've determined, if you've got a 5 or 6 fish in the box already on a color, and unless the light penetration has changed, and don't forget that there are going to be some inactive fish out there. I mean, I'm just not going to. I don't spend a lot of time dealing with the inactive fish. So if you know you got a color, just like yesterday, that lemon lime was just the bait. Uh, and if I dropped down there and the fish didn't react, I knew he was an inactive fish. I didn't even bother to change colors to try to catch him. Another thing I did yesterday, I only caught think 2 or 3 really big fish. I only looked at all the big fish. I just want the 11 to 12 inch fish uh, to bring home. And I'll save those bigger fish for when I get clients to go back out there. It don't unless it's looking like a 3 pounder. It don't really excite me to catch 13, 14 inch fish. So there's Murdoch. What's going on, my man? Thank you for joining us. Wayne says, "How do you choose a color for your jigs?" Well, the way I like to do it, Wayne, is I go with a light color, I go with a bright color, I go with a natural color, and I go with a dark color. And when I get the best reaction, I know I need to stay in that playing field. And there's several different colors of bright. There's a several different colors of bright. There's several different colors of dark. There are several different colors of natural. So you just once you hit that lineup to where you get that reaction, and if you want to fine tune it, you can play around with other jig colors that's in that natural zone or other colors that's in that bright zone. Just different things to do to fine tune to where what I look for, especially while running live scope now is when I put that jig down there before I get that jig, you know, really close to that fish. I want to see him turning because it's caught his eye. Uh, Sometimes it's just not like that. Sometimes you have to almost hit the fish and get his attention. But I try to dial in to where I want that fish reaction before I get that bait to him. BRTP, what's going on, man? You know where they at. You done did enough trips up there on Conroe to know where they're at. You know where they're at. Same places. That's right, Miss Stephanie. Yep, Slabby said moving this key. I covered a lot of stumps Saturday. Is Steve Power? Yeah, but Steve's power. They didn't lose power up there. The storm actually turned before it went that way. I think it hit Huntsville and started going more east. Yeah, I don't even know if they got rain from that storm up there in DFW area. Now, Steve, they never lost power. Black Smoke. Yeah, that was the lower southeast section of Texas. They got hit hard. Slabby said, "Man, it'd be nice in Canada right now or Alaska. I'm good with that." Yep, yep. I'm with you too, man. I wish I was rich like that. I'd for sure that'd be something that I'd try to do too. Hey, some good fishing up there too. You got that cod, you got halibut, all of that good stuff. Yes, sir. Craig says temps in the mid 70s for a few days. Come on up, SK. I wish I could, Craig. I wish I had it that way, man. I really do. Slabby said I'd have to stay in the States. They probably won't let me in Canada. Tell me to go home. Alabama. That's funny right there. Yeah, that's something different. That I call him woe, and what woe is WOW. That's walking on water. Oh wow! I used to call him wow. You know, uh, another thing too that, and this is something I do year round. This is not has nothing to do with a summer pattern deal or nothing. Is even when I'm going from, especially if I'm on a troll motor, if I'm going between spots, I'm not just going between spots. I'm still scanning and hunting for the fish. And it's something that I've been saying for past couple of years since I've gotten live scope is don't hunt spots, hunt the fish. Because going in between spots, you could be passing over several fish uh traveling between those spots. So you got to have you're on a hunting mission, especially if you're live scoping right now. Joey says I usually grill dove wrapped in bacon, but I fried those. Use cornmeal. Fry it 1 minute. Season after. Delicious. If you haven't tried it, I recommend it. Man, I haven't dove hunting. Man, it's been some years, man. I used to love. Man, I used to do a lot of traveling to go dove hunt. Not necessarily out of state, but we used to go farther north Texas and dig really good up there on dove. Thank you for joining, Craig. Yeah, well, I've been reading your posts. You got some fine looking spots up there that y'all are fishing. Murdoch says, "How's your boat ski saw where you had?" Oh, the spring problem. Yeah, I redid everything. Now I will tell you this: there's only one place down here that sell parts for. I can't say it's one that I know of. One place that sell parts that's specifically for boat trailers. There are several trailer places down here, but they're for regular old trailers. They're not for boat trailers. So I went, and the whole week the storm hit. I think it was like a Thursday or so that I broke that spring. It was, everything. A lot of places closed. Whole weekend I'm calling this place. Nobody answering the phone. Monday morning pop around. I called, somebody answered the phone. I was like, man, I can't believe it. Thank you for answering the phone. I'm glad y'all open. But anyway, they were still on generator power. They hadn't got power back. And that's where a lot of these businesses are. That's why they're running right now on generator power right now. And yeah, I went out there and they had just about everything that I needed. Got all my parts, got back here, rebuilt the whole, all replaced both springs, U-bolts, replaced everything. So that's been taken care of for right now. Break out another 1,000. But I had that. What he's talking about is my leaf. I had broken leaf spring on my trailer. Daniel says 132nd, 164th jigs on 1-inch baits working for him. There you go. There you go. Craig says got a doctor appointment tomorrow. My feet are swollen tight. Uh-oh. Yeah, you gotta get that taken care of. Prayers going out to you, Craig. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully you didn't get bit by a spider or something. There's Kingfish. What's going on, my man? Thank you for joining us. There's Jesse. What's going on, Jesse? Slap B says watercolor determines jig color. There's a handy chart out there for beginners. I think you can Google it. There you go. Joey says when they come up to meet the jig on the drop, you know it's going to be a good day. There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. I want them to see it before I get it down there to them. Oh man, that's good and cold. Mr. Dump Daddy said they did get some rain up there. It got a little rain. Okay. Thank you. Slap says, me too. I'd be gone 100%. I'll be back in October. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Joy says, I've got a load of new 1-inch stingers from Steve. I'm ready to get out there. I tell you what, man, those things look intimidating, right? You're like, man, are they really going to hit this little bitty thing? Man, you really don't understand how small a 1-inch stinger is. That thing is small. That thing is really small. Jonathan, I really do appreciate you hanging with us, buddy. Thank you, and be good. Be good. I've got a load of new 1-inch stingers from Steve. I'm ready to get out there and drop. Yep, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Back when I first started using those things, I'd be like, man, I'm not even gonna retie. I'm just gonna put it on this big old hook. I could be using a number eight. I mean, a number two with the 1/8 ounce head. Imagine how that looked. A number two hook on a 1/8 jig head with the 1-inch stinger bait on it. I was catching fish with it though. But my favorite is a number six. Number six, 32nd. That's perfect setup. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. You say you even got some red ones. You better be using that white crappie nibble. All right, buddy. Be good. Yeah, the red was, that day I was, but I think it was just that they were feeding. They would have dropped on. We could have dropped anything down there that day. They would have bit. That's what I'm thinking. I'm willing to bet so. But guys, I said that uh summertime crappie fishing. This is the deal. Here's the deal. We've mentioned moving. We've mentioned hunting for the active fish. We've mentioned going light. We've mentioned uh, go with the small jig. I'll still use the 1 3/4, getting a really good reaction. But if I see things slow down, I promise you that 1 inch is a really great bait. Now I will tell you this: there's been some times where I'll drop a 2 inch down there just to see, and I've caught a couple fish. But for the most part, you're gonna have to stay light. You're gonna have to stay small, and you're gonna have to stay on the move, hunting for those active fish. Just because you're on fish, don't mean that you're gonna be catching them. You got to build that confidence in the system, and that's what I told my buddy today that we were talking. He was like, "Man, people just don't have confidence. They don't know what to do when they get out there." And I've been chasing these fish for I'm not gonna say 100 years, but I've been chasing them for a long time. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been saying for a long time, Lake Houston is a great training lake. Sometimes you go out there, it's super easy, but for the most part, you're gonna have to put that work in. And uh, I've been paying attention to a lot of these guys that's been fishing these easy lakes. It's not always easy, even on the easy lakes. But I see that a lot of them get lost when they get a little tough on an easy lake. And it's uh it's kind of strange seeing, people that's catch some really good fish on these easy lakes, and then they get quiet and you know what's going on. Murdoch says I'm on vacation first full week of in year or first full week off in years. Had a conference to attend, but that's over. Next 4 days, I'm fishing. Well, Mr. Murdoch, good luck to you, brother. And I hope to hear next week that you got on some really good fish. And post some pictures on the page, buddy. Murdoch has joined the page too. Post some pictures over there along with some reports, man. Let us know where you're fishing at and what you're catching them on, the water temp, water depth, and all that good stuff. I look forward to seeing some reports from you, buddy. I know you're gonna get on them good. You've been hard at it. Good to hear that you're able to get out there at them. Crappie setting, what's going on, my man? Oh, I needed that. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna do a little giveaway. I ain't sure. We just gonna pick a winner, and then I'll decide what we gonna hand out later on. It'll probably just be some jigs that I'll mail out to you. So if you would, I'm gonna just keep it simple. Let me get this thing started up. I ain't did it in so long. It's been 2 weeks since I did this thing, but let me get this giveaway tool going, and we're gonna do us a giveaway. I've been doing these little short clips and putting them in a lot of different places with hashtag back in the drink. And I was expecting that thing to sort of catch on, but I guess people are saying that I'm really crazy for throwing crappie back. But and I've been throwing the big ones back. Uh-oh, what is this? What is this? Craig said I caught a state record crappie last Saturday, but had to throw it back. Bash Pro didn't think that was too funny. Oh, That's funny right there. That is funny. That is funny. All right, let me get this thing here going. All right, guys, as usual, if you're brand new to the page, uh, to be entered into this giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel and type just as you see it on the screen right there, all lower caps, hashtag crappie. Has to be all lower caps. Slammy's correct, Rude. You didn't get naked and do the cannonball, did you? Ah, that's funny. Hey, Jeff, make sure you do all lower caps, buddy. Got to do all lower caps. Murdoch said, I will. I'm going to go to some places I've never been before. Kind of want to do something different. There you go. Tell you what, me fishing Lake Houston every day is something different. It gives me all the challenge I want, plus some. It gives me all the challenge I want, plus some. Yep. You see, Super Dave say he did a cliff diving from the side of the tank. That's funny right there. That's funny. Yes, sir. What happened in Bass Pro here? Did y'all see that? There you go, Craig. All right, Wayne, we'll catch you on the next one, buddy. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully, some of the info we talked about, although very simple, I hope that it helps you get on more and bigger crappie. All right, look like we only got 27 people out of 52 that's joined. So I don't see anybody else joining. Jonathan, to be entered, you have to use lower caps. See how you got a capital C right there? Go all lower caps, just like you see it on the screen right there, buddy. Hashtag crappie, all lower caps. All right, here we go. We're going to do this drawing. Thank you, Super Dave. Says, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, here we go. We're getting ready to do this draw. Good luck to everybody. Here we go. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Torque! Torque! Congratulations, man. Torque is the winner. And from what I understand, we're going to be doing a trip coming up soon. And I think I'm going to hand them jigs off to you then, buddy. Just let me know. Remind me. I'll have them in the boat anyway, but remind me to give them to you. And we'll get you taken care of. Well, guys, if we're not having any other questions, I've been running off at the mouth for over an hour already. And I know Super Dave will be. Joey says, Merry Christmas, Torque. Carlton says, congratulations. There he is. But no other questions, guys. I'm going to tell you, I know that there are some people that come here and they'll think like, oh, he's going to tell us how to go out there and cross all legs and these fish jumping all cooler and then they fillet themselves and jump in the frying pan. But it's not like that for crappie. You are going to have to do some work to catch these fish. Bottom line. And I've been saying that for several years. I'm not one that's going to lie to you and say that it's easy to go and catch crappie because it is not. However, there is a technique, especially with using live scope, to where most anybody that applies the techniques can go out there and catch them. Yeah, Carlton, just stay at it, buddy. Just stay at it. He says, one day I'll be a winner. You're a winner already, but you'll win you some jigs. If you just keep on coming and uh, keep on entering the contest, buddy. Oh yeah, Craig, we always enjoy we always enjoy you, buddy. I appreciate you being part of the show. But if we don't have any other questions. It's like I said, guys. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to tell you that it's easy. I think we went over some really good tips today tonight, and I'm about out of stuff we can talk about summer crappie. And as always, Super Dave, thank you, brother, and to everybody else that's in the chat for coming to join us and hanging with us. And Super Dave says, "Be safe, everyone. Wear those PFDs." Uh, and there's Miss Stephanie says, "See you next week. Same time, same flavor. No guarantees, but I never go home empty-handed because of what I learned from you." SK, Joey, I really do appreciate it, brother. I give the real. I give the real. It is what it is, especially fishing the old Lake Houston down here. It is a training lake. Active crappie, right jig, boat control, and right action on jig. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boat control right now, sometimes speaking of boat control, sometimes we've been having these low wind days. Sometimes it can be harder boat control with no wind uh versus having good 10 to 15 mile an hour wind. All right, Murdoch, he says, enjoy it, fellas. Have a good one. Remember, crappie fishing is a challenge that changes every day. Wow. That right there it says a lot right there. That says a lot. I think I mentioned that a little while ago. I mean, it's something that changes every day. It really does. It really does. But guys, we're out. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back same time, same flavor. Peace.